Alrighty everyone, what is going on? It is my 4Phases here and welcome to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my concerns with the live action How to Train Your Dragon remake. With that said, let's get into it. So basically, if you don't already know, How to Train Your Dragon is getting a live action remake. It's basically Universal being a Disney and being so corporate to just make a money maker. Oh, death. And if history shows, live action remakes aren't probably the best thing to do because they're just less thought of, just money grabs. Yeah. I'm not a big fan, but because I have a love for How to Train Your Dragon, this one does intrigue me. So let's just address some of my issues. As I said, I think it's very corporate from Universal. I'm not a big fan of, obviously, big business, but who really is? It's basically just becoming another Disney, if worse, because if this live action How to Train Your Dragon thing is a failure, it's an absolute disrespect to the original trilogy. And I also generally just think it's coming out a bit too recent. The first movie's only 13 years old at this point, and you look at Disney, who's making their live-action remakes, and they're like making movies that are about 40 years old, stuff like that. So it's a bit more, you know, acceptable. Not really, not that good at all. But also, yeah, I just don't think it's time for a How to Train Your Dragon live-action remake. Although it's still How to Train Your Dragon content. I can't complain with that because our recent issues is the 9 Realms, and let's not even get started on that. If you guys want me to make a video on the 9 Realms, just leave it down below. That was probably ear rape. So let's talk about the cast. We have Mason Fames, I think that's how you say his name, don't really give two shits, who is playing Hiccup. And I don't know how I feel about it because at one point he does look like Hiccup, but at the same time I think he kind of looks like Gustav with Fanghook. I don't know, he just gives me very Gustav vibes. Not the Hiccup I would really want. I was a bit disappointed when I saw it. But he must be a talented actor. I haven't seen any of his work, but I know he is pretty renowned, so yeah, it's promising. Not really. Next up we have Nico Parker, who is playing Astrid. And I have seen her work because I did watch the Last of Us TV show. I did think she was a great actor in that, but nothing against the woman. It just feels like this is a very corporate PC thing to do, a very just casted for diversity, really. That's what it feels like to me, but it might not be. And if they're wanting to be faithful, if you look at How to Train Your Dragon, it's all like Scandinavian Vikings and everything, and they're all white. I don't want to go there. Because I'm actually generally not that phased, see what I've done there, by Nico Parker playing Astrid. As long as she has blonde hair, I'm kind of fine with it. Well, yeah, I'm fine with it. It's really out of my control, really, anyways. I can't really shed a huge opinion. And I don't know what it is. It's, you know, trying to translate the nice 3D animation of How to Train Your Dragon to real life. How real are the dragons going to look? Or are they not even going to be comparable to their original counterparts? Like, how's Toothless going to look? How is Toothless going to look? If Toothless doesn't look that good, I'm going to be very disappointed, because it's everyone's favourite little boy. Also, just the general designs. If they're going to do it, it's going to be a very expensive movie to make. And at least that's promising if they do splash the right amount of cash onto it, and, you know, generally form a good movie. If that could be things. Why are you cleaning yourself? Why are you meowing? Come here. They had a bath. Oh. That's Ares and Apollo for all you newcomers. Basically, you're all newcomers because this is the first video on the channel, probably. Yeah, so the designs and characters, just not looking too forward to them trying to translate that into live action. Also, probably the biggest issue that I think most people have with it was just the original movie that they're remaking right now was just perfect. There was nothing wrong with it in the slightest. And when they normally do live action remakes, they don't include some scenes and include others that aren't really the best. So if they're gonna do it, it's probably just gonna be a carbon copy of the original, like all these other live action remakes, just a bit worse. And then on the other hand, if they just literally made a scene for scene live action version of How to Train Your Dragon, what are you doing? I'll move back and bring the microphone closer. If they just copy scene to scene from the original movie, then there's just no point of it being made. So I'm very mixed. And the issue I have, it's not the hiccup I grew up with, or even the Astrid that I grew up with, but new fans will. It's not a big issue for me, because as long as they get into the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, it's a nice community to be in, not gonna lie. But that's pretty much all my issues with it. We just have to see how it plays out. It might be good, it might be bad. And the day, it's still How to Train Your Dragon. Just the only things that I have for reassurance is that obviously Dean is directing it again, the director of the three trilogies. No, not the three movies, the trilogy. So it gives me slight hope the movie won't be absolute dog shite, which is good. I hope the music carried over from the originals, just to be nostalgic. However, it would be kind of lazy from them to just include all the music from the originals, because they fit into the originals so well. Another nice thing I like seeing is it does have a 2025 release date, so at least it gives them time to fix any changes that needs done and make it the best movie it can be. Well, hopefully. I do have trust in Dean, because he brought us How to Train Your Dragon 1, How to Train Your Dragon 2, How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World. It's also just generally, I like the idea, just I hope it's faithful and, not disrespectful. And if it is, it'll be amazing to see all the people and dragons in live action with real world visuals. If it's done properly, that's all it is. I don't have much more to talk about it. I just hope it's done well. I don't have too much faith because of how live action movies have been made in the past. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, I like the Jungle Book live action more than the original, but The Lion King was a bit shit, the live action one. But that's just my opinion, each to their own. So yeah, guys, that was today's video, just discussing the controversy and concerns with, How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. By the way, it starts filming June the 30th, and it's going to come out. What was the release date? 1 second. March the 14th, 2025. It'll probably be delayed. Watch it be delayed. So yeah, that was that. I hope you guys liked today's video, and if you did, it'd be very helpful for a subscription to the channel. And also, if you don't know, I do have a Patreon, so if you want to go support that so I can make videos quicker and faster, it'll be down below in the description. With that said, I've been my 4 phases, and this has been my opinions and concerns with the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. I hope you've all had a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.